Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a great day so far. Stuart, first one in. Hello. Stuart, I want to thank you for letting me use your artwork yesterday. Not like you had a choice, but that was actually a really cool exercise to do. Katarina says, welcome back, Shawn. Thank you, Katarina. It's wonderful to see you. Michelle, I'm glad you're here. We're going to be looking at your project shortly. Stuart says, no worries. And Oliver, I see you. Oliver says, who's this? Well, it's been a while. I hope you didn't forget about me. I really don't know how much about Max you all want to know. So if you've got questions, go ahead, feel free to put them in chat. We can talk about it a little bit. And Burnt, hello, good to see you. I am getting over a cold. I got it flying back from LA. But Lord, it was the worst flying experience of my life. Oliver says, we didn't forget we were blaming you for all the technical issues with streaming from Max. Doris, hello. And Michelle says, we want to know everything. We can, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll have tangents. I won't just blurb it all out now. Yeah, so the funny thing, Oliver, to let you know, one of the first things I did is I went to the Adobe Live and I said, hey, and I told Rufus this, I told Hawk, everybody, I'm like, hey, I know you had issues last year, like people couldn't make it, hosts weren't able to make it, whatever was happening. I'm like, I'm here. So if you need anybody, you know, put me in, coach. And pulled out a load of cables. That's when they didn't let me on. When they didn't let me on, that's when I started grabbing the cables and like yanking it. Okay. Tripped over the cables. Hello everybody, my name is Shawn Kosel. I'm a photographer. I'm based in Germany. If you're watching this on Behance, feel free to click on my icon that's all the way up there, and you can... It was an intentional accident, Oliver. Intentional accident. You can click on my icon up there and it'll take you to my Behance page, which is this. If you were watching this on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, you were going to see a URL in the description. Umacorn, hi. Good to see you, Uma. You're going to see a URL to a Linktree link in the description. Feel free to click on that, and we'll be showing off the Discord. If you want to share your work with me, join the Discord. Also, I am watching chat on all of those locations, so feel free to ask me any questions there. Getting back over onto Behance. If you like what I do, feel free to subscribe. As a subscription, you can download a few Icelandic puffin photos that I took and did on stream. Daryl, hello, good to see you. And or buy me a cup of joe. I think that's all I gotta plug. Oliver says, I have a Linktree now. I think it's a Linktree. Might be one of the others. I don't remember. I don't know, Oliver. I don't know. Let's just jump into the Discord. Not feeling overly energetic. If you are new to my Discord, please remember I've got a bunch of channels for you. First off, we've got your photos to edit. If you've got photos that you would like to see how to edit, how I would edit your photos, please upload them right there. I've got some butterfly and spider photos that I need to get to eventually. I am not, for Alex, I'm not taking over this F1. No. Sorry, Alex. And I gotta tell you, so this was hilarious. The first day that I was at Max, and it took some wrangling, but I finally got into the creative park before it opened. And as a community expert, I had stuff to do in there. So I went in, and here is Alex on a table, like working on a table, and he's got his glasses, and he can't see without his glasses, but he's trying to fix his glasses. So anyway, Alex and I became very close friends over Max. I think I spent the first hour was making a table. No, not making it. He was trying to fix his glasses. I think I spent the first hour just trying to fix his glasses. So I eventually that night, I went to a store because this was the first time Alex was not just at Max, but actually the first time in America. So I know what it's like to be in foreign countries. So I went to a store and bought him one of the repair kits for glasses. It didn't work. So he was going around with one arm. Sandrine, hello. Good to see you, Sandrine. And let me know, Sandrine, if you have anything that you want to share. I know you've been working on stuff. So if you've got photos you'd like to see how I would edit them, make sure to post them there. Also, we've got community artwork where you can post your work or project feedbacks. Today, we've got, that's Jan's, and we may go over that. We've got Michelle, who's in chat. Finally got time to publish a project on Behance today. So let me go ahead and post this into chat. Okay, Sandrine says it's not finished yet. Okay. So if you would like to follow along, take a look at this. All right, right off the bat, Galilean moons? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Galilean moons. Canned fish from outer space. Yes. Katarina says beautiful type. I love that font. That is, yep, Sandrine says beautiful flourishes. So nice. Daryl says, I did a rough costing for a trip to Max, plus a sneaky trip to Disneyland. It's quite pricey. I'll need to sell a lot of design work from my corner on the street. Yeah, Daryl. Yeah, I'm with you. Completely with you. Love the intertwining. Yeah, with the fish down here, did a great job. For those, I wonder if I can show this. I don't have Illustrator open. Tangent time. Okay, people. You know what? I can't show it. No, I'm not going to do it. It's a project that Tony did, and I don't want to take Tony's work and show it without his approval. So he did a really good job showing the intertwine, but the new improve intertwine. So let's go ahead. Let's zoom in here. Before, what you had to do is you would take your lasso tool and you would draw a circle around what you wanted to have intertwined. And you'd make mistakes and blah, blah, blah. No longer have to do that. You can actually hover over the spot, and Illustrator sees you've got the two paths or the two objects, and all you have to do is just click once on that spot, and Illustrator does it automatically. No more lasso tool. So good. So good. I'll have to wash a few cars for a few years. Okay. Loving it. loving it. That is a great start. Wow. Now, Michelle, I've got a question right off the bat. Did you, all of these flourishes, did this come with the font, or is this all added by you? Okay. Imagine a future where resources on planet Earth are no longer sufficient to feed the population. They come with the font. Wow. The glyphs. Okay. Is it an Adobe font, or did you buy it? I don't know. In order to survive mankind, it's set out to explore distant planets and galaxies. Yes, it is an Adobe font. Interesting. Or wait, wait, I said, was it an Adobe font or did you buy it? And Michelle responded, yes. Okay, where will this take us? Will we go fishing on distant planets? What would that look like? Here's a sneak peek how imagine this future. Here's a sneak peek of how I imagine this future where galactic fishing companies try to sell their canned alien fish to people on Earth. Okay, it's an Adobe font. Thank you. Hold on. Wait. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but this is my Adobe MAX water jug. I don't like drinking out of it, but okay. I had to show it off. Fonting the merch. Oh, I've got merch. I've got merch. All right. Lydia, hello. Okay. He's a walking advert. Thanks, guys. I wanted to buy merch online, but shipping costs were crazy. Michelle, I know. I actually went to the Adobe shop at they had a huge section with everything available. And I was like, look, I live in Germany. How come you won't ship to me? And it's because I have a military APO. So it's like shipping to America, you know, trying to keep costs down, but they won't ship to a PO box. So I was giving them grief. They said, just buy the pillows here and smash them into your bag. I came back with so much stuff, I had to just smash it. I just want those pins with the Adobe okay. Okay, Sandrine's calling it out. Hold on. Pietro, hello? Okay. That one's not good. Well, there's a new content credentials. That's the new pin. The Adobe Firefly pin, not that impressive. But what Sandrine is talking about is the Adobe Live was giving away how long you've been using Adobe products. So I went up and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna lie because I want the camera. So they said, well, what do you want? I said, I want the camera. They said, okay. They said, but really, how long have you been using it? Like a long time. So they gave me the 30-year. So happy with that. Then they were like, you're a VIP at Adobe Live, so just grab whatever you want. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, this is an Adobe community pin, kind of tough to see. And then Michael, ooh, I lost the back for that one. That'll hurt. Michael, hopefully this looks good, had his spaceship. So that one I dug. Of course, you got the Max pin. Katrina, to celebrate her her keynote, created this pin. And I didn't want to be greedy, so that's all I took. I mean, there were some other pins that came with different badges and like Adobe Creator and stuff like that, but I didn't want to be greedy, so that's all I took. And then, of course, I gotta show off the badge. So the Adobe badge, and I've got the teacher assistant banner, so that pretty much got me into any place I wanted to go. And then the Adobe Creative, or the Adobe Community Expert, got me into other places. So yes, the original, original one. But yeah, that's tons of information on the back. Then for Tony, for those of you that may not know, Tony's session was a Harry Potter spoof. And so, I got it. When you go to Max, you get a grab bag. So I've got like 4 different tote bags. Two from Adobe, one from the Community Experts, one from Fuji cameras. I got a beautiful Max sweatshirt, a hoodie, zipped up hoodie for Max with a big A on the front, and then a Community Expert hoodie and a t-shirt, Community Expert t-shirt. But for Tony, we did a Harry Potter ripoff. And so, no, not Tony was playing Dumbledore. He was playing Dumb and Dumber. He was Professor Dumb and Dumber. Did you not go to the HP stand? I went to all the stands, but to be honest, I didn't want to HP didn't have a stand. HP set up different things. They had like a Firefly competition, but I did meet Rick at one of the parties. So, Tony got us all, his teacher assistants, wands, which ended up being great, but I still got sick. So you could point at the screen and tell people you're screwing this up. And then a big Harry Potter scarf that I do not have. But Tony was absolutely amazing. He made Max for me. So Tony, if you ever watch the replay, or if you're were lurking in the background, thank you so much. Okay, I thought Rick said he was going to be at the HP stand. I'm drawing a blank. Okay, Caroline, hello. All right, so that's all the merch. Shawn must have gone to Elton John's after party. No. Oh, I was upset. So on the first night, there are parties everywhere. Adobe, everybody's got parties. And so, of course, I was at the Community Expert party, which was absolutely amazing. Lisa Carney is the coolest, most awesome person in the world. Oh my gosh. I had probably an hour-long conversation with Lisa. She's amazing. She is just a beast. I fell in love a bit. I'll put it that way. I've got a Lisa Carney crush. What can I say? So, anyway, no, the point is, there were other parties like an Adobe Express party going on, and I'm like, how come I wasn't invited to that? Come on. It was like anyway, there was a lot of parties that I should have gone to, but I was fine with just going to the one. Okay, which Harry Potter house are you, Shawn? I don't know what they are, Oliver. Sorry. Okay, back. We'll talk more Max because I've got photos, but we'll get through this. Michelle, I really apologize for the tangents. We'll keep moving on. Oh God, Daryl's Steakhouse. That's funny. Because this is a futuristic project, I made using the new AI features of Adobe Firefly generated vector and raster images. Disclaimer, this project is about packaging design and promotion of canned fish in an imagined future. There is an exploration of my imagination of how things could turn out in a distant future if people get to explore other galaxies and planets. If this is a desirable future is up to you to decide. I said that wrong. Ooh, very nice. Got the breakdown of your fonts. Desire Pro. I'm gonna have to remember that. Yawn. Hello. Luna Tuna. Oh, that's for a win right there. That's a win. I love what you've got going on with the texture. This is absolutely amazing. It's so subtle. Obviously, we're looking at like a moonscape here. You've got the craters, but then also you've got the waves going in the background. I really dig that. Good job. Using it on the can. Nice. Fresh canned tuna from the moon. Martian mackerel. This is a great project. Jupiter Sandrines. Sandrine will remember that joke. Has something to do with Angus, who is not here. Saturn salmon. That just doesn't sound good. Oh, it looks good though. This is a great project overall. You have reached the end of this outer space adventure. Thank you for traveling with me. Rub the wounds. I was trying to be protective, Sandrine. I really was. Great inventive project. Love it. Ooh, I would go so much over the top with the creative fields. Just not graphic design. You've got so much going on with this. You know, try to make it searchable with your creative fields. I would add a lot more. You know, I think a lot more. You can have 3. But yeah. Need apps. Yes, yes, yes. Well, you've got them here, but you can still add the tools used. You've got Adobe Illustrator, Firefly, Photoshop, but 3, I thought only 1. No, the creative fields, you can choose 3. 3 creative fields. And now you've got me questioning. Let's jump in, pixel stretch. I'm scrolling through fast. Yes, 3 creative fields, and Sandrine actually passed this along that you do not want to use the main, like here I use the main titles: photography, graphic design, digital art. You want to dive in a little bit deeper to be more specific. Like for yours, you know, I would bring up packaging. I would bring up some type of, you know, more packaging specific tags. Illustration, yep. Yes, added tools, yep. Forgot the apps, yep. Yeah, that's an easy fix though. Caroline says, I never even thought your name sounded like sardine. Oh, now, wait, okay. It wasn't Creative Circus. What project was that? I think it was, oh, I didn't do a full-blown, no, it's not this one. Okay, so Angus did a series of sardine cans for the 5 Summer Thing challenge, and one of the times he had it written like in French, talking about the sardines, and I thought it said Sandrine, and because I don't read French, I wasn't sure if Angus was making a joke of with Sandrine. So I didn't want to show it live because I just didn't know. And then it was pointed out to me that it says sardines and not Sandrine. So in my defense, I was trying to be protective. But okay. Yeah, great job, Michelle. Thank you for sharing that. Everybody, make sure give it some love. Let's see how many people. 5, still 5. Okay. Got 5 likes. Any other comments? Scroll down. Nope. Okay. Great job, Michelle. The Behance subcategories always annoy me. They've got loads of photography ones, but not nature, wildlife, or outdoor photography. I made my own, Oliver, when Firefly first came out. So, all right, Jan is here. Jan, I was questioning if I was going to, if we were going to take a look at this. But since you are here, since you showed up, you forced me into it. Illuminating 3D shapes, a set of personal experiment. Wow. You know what, Oliver? Maybe that was only on my Behance live stream page. That might have been it. Jan says, I'm even here. That's why we're looking. I do not like this. I may have to go get my other mug. Most of the time I'm not here because of work. I know, Jan. I know. Great use of the refraction of light, or the refraction of the images coming through. You're showing the transparency, which is amazing, but then due to the shape of the shape of the objects. You're getting this refraction, which is really nice. If I am not mistaken, Caroline, these are, let's scroll down. I believe that they are made in Blender. It's got AI also, but Blender 3D, Cycles, Render, and Side FX Houdini. So, okay. Now we got to scroll all the way back up. The one thing that's throwing me off with these, this is a different style than most of your work, Jan. And this isn't a bad thing. This is just different from what you've done in the past. Is you've got a lot of like this green shading going around. Same thing with the purple and the yellows. It's different. It's different. Now, see, like this type of stuff is kind of what I'm more used to. And again, this refraction right there, that is nice. Ooh, I like that one. I still would love to see some of these move. I mean, the way that you've got these laid out, it already gives you a sense of motion. So good. Wow. No, and it's amazing, Jan. Jan says sometimes I just need to try something different. I absolutely agree. Taking it into a different direction, good on you. That's all I can say. I was just being observant of seeing the changes. Wow. It's a great feeling of depth. Oh, okay. This one I dig. I am really liking this one. The colors that you've got going on, everything about this. Wow. Give that an appreciation. Scrolling back down to the bottom. Sorry, everybody. Wow, look at that reflection. So good. Okay, great work. Looks like glass marbles. It does. It totally does. Thank you for sharing, Jan. Keep it up. Ian, hello. Ian, do me a favor and do not post links without A, coming in and saying hello to the community, or B, actually asking if you can post links and being a little bit more specific as into what it is before you just post a link. Jan says, sorry, I just been called. I'll watch the reset later. All right, Jan, take care. No, Ian, it's okay. It's okay. And Jan, keep them coming. Keep them coming. Great work. So, For those of you that are new here, if you would like to share your work with the possibility of me showing it on my streams, make sure to post your links, not in chat, but to either the project feedback or the community artwork within my Discord. If you need to find my Discord and you're watching this on Behance, just scroll down below the stream and you'll see something like join Shawn's Discord. If you're watching this on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, I'm missing one. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, I think that's it. You can join my Facebook from the Linktree link right there. Join my Discord. Bam. Okay. And this mug is bothering me, so please give me one moment. I will be right back. I need my other mug. I don't like this. Okay. Discord, please link. Just scroll. Okay. Actually, no, well, okay. I do have Big Blue right there, Stuart, but I'm gonna go get the big black one. So bear with me, everybody. I will be back very quickly. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Had to go get Dunkin' Donuts size. No, Oliver says, is that new mug too small? Gonna get something more bucket-esque. Tommy, hello. Good to see you over on Twitch. So, Dunkin' Donuts size. Guys. That was all right. So one thing that I want to end up working on today is I've got some photos to go over from Max, and we've got a lot of updates that have come through. So I'm not going to really jump into many apps. I don't really have the energy for that today. So we're just going to kind of mess around and chat about Max and Lightroom Classic. So to begin with, let me go ahead and I will put this into chat if you do not have it. I just Googled Adobe, what's new? So we've got the new stuff coming out. Photoshop, add remove content. Now in Photoshop, I have Sandrine and we're gonna, actually I don't like it. Sandrine's asking, have you tried the new blur feature in Lightroom? It's in Lightroom and Lightroom Classic, and Adobe Camera Raw. I am not a fan of it, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because I definitely will jump into that immediately as soon as I'm done here. Photoshop had a ton of features that came out in between the major releases. So there really wasn't a lot added to Photoshop except for generative fill to Photoshop on the web, generative fill and also generative expand. So that's kind of cool. Illustrator, they had a ton of new features, and I tell you, I think Illustrator crushed it, crushed Max. They owned Max with what came out. So way to go, Illustrator team. Okay, Oliver says, I tried it the other day and it did nothing at all. I'm assuming because the photo had a blur background already. Yes, yeah. You need something shot with a, you know, a very large depth of field to make it work properly. And we'll get into that. Illustrator team, they crushed it. They crushed it. So I'm going to have to dive into that. The new histogram? You mean the HDR? Maybe? I was playing with a lot of these tools in Lightroom Classic in the private beta. So, yeah. I have to say this. I apologize, everybody. I was underwhelmed at Max because I'm part of so many private betas that nothing was like really over the top new to me. I'm like, yeah, I've already worked with that. Yeah, I know that. I know that. So Adobe Express, I think the big one there is the text to the text to template. Really cool in Adobe Express. Lightroom, some great AI powered features, and also Lightroom on the web. Excuse me, Lightroom on the desktop brought in a little bit of bridge. Little bit of bridge. You got some finders there. Sandrine says, I just did a quick test on a photo with a nondescript background and it was good. Stuart says, what? You can search local drives and have that function. Let me think. We need want Lightroom on the desktop. Okay, let's open that up. I haven't reinstalled a Lightroom Cloud yet. This is really big. I apologize, everybody. Give me a moment. Wait for it to load. All right, so as you can see, let's see here. Yep, I can't see chat right now, so give me a moment. We've got local storage, which has been added, the lens blur, which we've been talking about, the high dynamic range edit and output, color point, and filter by likes or comments. So we are looking at Lightroom desktop, and I've got to say, this is a pretty cool feature. Terry White was talking about it, and another wonderful individual to chat with. There are so many good people. I met pretty much everybody on my bucket list. You know what the new local storage feature in Lightroom made me think of? Bridge. Yeah, that's why I just said that. Okay, so up here, everything that you've got going on in the old Lightroom saved to the cloud. Right next to it, local. So you can click on local, and what's new with this local? It's brand new. You can organize and edit your photos locally. So you don't have to import a photo. Travel, hello, good to see you. You do not have to import it to the cloud. And Stuart is asking, did you get people coming up to you? Only Adobe Live, Adobe UK, Adobe Live UK, and Adobe Live people. Nobody recognized me and was like, hey, I know who you are. I actually had to go up to the developer for Lightroom Classic. Oh, I had a long conversation with them. um, and is like, how is it that you know so much? And I'm like, you don't know who I am. Okay. Did you ask him why it's so slow? There were other things that I was laying into Lightroom and Lightroom Classic, people. And believe me, I was telling them everything that you as the community talks about. And they were excited because they're all in India. And so they're not familiar with our stream, my stream, or our community. And so the guy was like, I want to take a video of you. You're so passionate. I want to show the people back home. I want to show the team. And I'm like, no. I'll do a meeting with you, but okay. So selective copy to the cloud. So you can actually just pick and choose if there is a photo that you're working on. Not a batch, not a ton of photos, a single photo or 5 photos that you're working on that you're like, okay, I want to save these to the cloud. So you can individually save those to the cloud. Very cool. Bookmark your work. Okay, that's great. Autosave edits locally. Yep. All right, got it. So if we come up here to local, you can see it's coming up with my desktop and it's got my pictures. So if I open up my desktop, whoa, there's Stuart right there. So it has come up with the JPEGs, not the SVGs, but the PNGs and also the JPEGs that are on my desktop right now. And of course, Nessie. So I can work, if I want to work on this image, I've got all the controls over here that I can work on the image, and you can see right up here, it says copy one to the cloud. What? The stream stopped. Everything is good on my end. Ooh, I apologize, everybody. I don't know when it went away. When do I need to go back a little bit? Only out for a few seconds. Okay. Wow, that's weird. It's been forever since I've had that happen. Just after Nessie. Okay. Then, as you can see up here, we have copy one photos to the cloud. So I can save this image to the cloud right there. I've got all the functions of normal editing with Lightroom that I can work on this photo. And I can save it. I can download it. I can do whatever I want with these photos. So this, to me, has a little bit of feel of Bridge. So I think that's pretty cool. I see this as, for me in my workflow, because I work in Lightroom Classic, as being another tool in the toolbox. So I'm happy with that. Let me know what you all think of that. All right, so we're gonna actually quit out of this now. All right. So we'll jump into the other features within Lightroom, because all those other features are in Lightroom and also Lightroom Classic. The Premiere Pro, the AI-powered cutting for audio, so good. And then the roto brush within After Effects, very impressive. So normally, you know, Photoshop is a big player, but I'd say Illustrator was the big winner for this year's Max. That's my opinion. If you guys think of something else, let me know. Let me know in chat. But let's dive in to Lightroom Classic. Okay, so the very first thing, I thought I had an image here, because I want to grab some type of landscape image to use for this, and I want to make sure that I've got... Ooh. Yeah, not much for InDesign and XD. What did come out? There was an update for InDesign. And I killed the InDesign class. These are unedited. Wonder how it would work for that. That's going to be tough to see. There is a church. Let me see what if I put in what we've got. Let me make sure I'm in Iceland. Frank, hello. Yeah, I agree with you, Oliver. They had the early stuff coming out with Iceland. The early releases with Michelle. I just read that. Yes. There was an issue. See which one I want to do. That's got some good depth. Maybe this one. This is an unedited photo also. Let's try this one if this doesn't work. Okay, so Michelle, it was quite amusing that the presenter for the InDesign session that I was being a teacher assistant for, I ran into on the first day, and he came up to me and I introduced myself, and well, Frank, I killed it because I didn't screw up and I helped a bunch of people. So he came up to me, I introduced myself, and he's like, I looked you up. I looked at your Instagram. I looked at your profiles. What are you doing as a teacher assistant in InDesign? This is how I met the individual. And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, I know, right? who put me in InDesign? I said yes. I will not let you down. For the last 2 weeks, I have been learning the app and also your work, and I've even streamed about it twice. So you have nothing to worry about. So that was pretty much the extent, but I couldn't believe that was the introduction. What are you doing? Alex, hello. Alex, I hope you fixed your glasses. It is great to see you. Okay, we are diving into the lens blur. This is an early access or a beta. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit the apply button right there. Hitting apply. We're going to let glasses are fine. Good. Michelle, it did make me nervous, but at the same time, I'm thinking it's like, okay, I'm able to, stand up and do what I want to do. I can do this. So I'm actually quite proud. All right. So first off, let's go ahead. We've got our blur amount right there. So we can jump in. We can add a bunch more blur. Now, as you can see right now, what we have going on is the foreground is really blurring. We've got a fall off going back. It knows, the AI knows that this church is probably going to be our focal point. And so we can actually come in here. Bokeh is with this image doesn't matter. Our boost is going to be with the bokeh, so we can leave that. Oliver, I'm not gonna say. So this is our focal range here. And you can see we've got these colors, the purples, the oranges, the yellows, and we can actually visualize the depth. So let's go ahead, click on that. Now you can actually see we've got the yellows to the oranges going back into the purples. So with this slider, if I go ahead and I move this, you can see where it's actually putting the focal point in. Also, you've got these handles on both ends, so you can fine tune your focal range quite a bit. So if I turn off our visualization again, you can see our foreground here is in focus and everything in the background is out. And as I move it back, I can look for a fine point here if that's what I'm looking for. And again, let's hit the visualize. So I am trying to get this right on the church, and let's make this really small. So as you can see, it's even changing the colors down here to a darker purple of being out of focus and a lighter purple in focus. So now if I go out of that, and Oliver, if you take this to such a small point like what I've got going here, it is absolutely a fake tilt shift. It's getting really close to being a fake tilt shift because of the blur that we've got going on the foreground. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna just make that bigger. Now you can actually change your focus point or blur. So if I want to add blur, I can come in here and I can just paint. Take my brush and add more blur to this area here. And let's say I want to blur the top up here. Now I'm going way over the top. This is ugly. This is not good. So you've got a lot of options that you can do with this. Now, auto mask, I think it's going to make a mask from my range. I don't know. But let's go ahead. We're going to reset that. Let's go G for grid. And let's try this one. Okay, so this is shot at an f/16. So when I photographed this church, I wanted to make sure to have the mountains in the background. I really wanted to have some detail back there. Again, an unedited photo. I need to get in here. But this is where I start having issues. So we're going to apply. Quick look, hello. We're going to apply to that. And let's visualize what we've got going on. And it knows the church is supposed to be in focus. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now, if I want to do a gradual fall off that way, I can sit here and fine tune everything. Let's turn this off. And as you can see, I'm getting a decent fall off. Now the problem I have, look at these rocks. That is just ugly as sin. So you really need to pay attention to what you're trying to do. So thinking about your fall off, what's in focus and what's not. You know, these rocks would be a bit out of focus, but it wouldn't have that hard edge that you see right there. This is where I have a problem. And I actually talked to the Lightroom Classic developers and was like, okay, look, I know this is the first version. Michelle, enjoy your lunch. I said, I know this is the first version. I don't like it. That absolutely 100% does not look real. So you really want to be able to fine tune some of these effects in. You know, actually giving it a decent fall off or even a decent blur coming into it. So looking at where the blurring is starting and making sure not having that harsh line, because the AI is seeing these rocks as a foreground The grass is kind of a middle ground. The church is a middle ground. And so it's trying to separate that stuff out. So you really need to be aware of this. Just don't go in and hit apply. You know, having something like this is just not good at all. The one Joe did worked really well. I haven't seen that stream, but this is, you know, this is one of those times that's not good. That is just not good at all. Jeff, hello, welcome in. Jeff, I have no idea what it is you were talking about that you sent me. I tried to find it. I have no idea. So you can DM me later. And why is that red? Okay, that's better, I guess. Wow. So just be aware. That's kind of the big thing. Ooh, I need to reset that. I guess it's just like any tool. Be aware. This is, even though it's AI, there's no such thing as a one-click fix. So be aware. Okay. Let's get up here and jump into Max. Now, jump in. Go into what's new in Photoshop, or what's new in Lightroom Classic. Okay, so we talked about the blur and the bokeh effect. HDR, export, and HDR. Dive into that. Let me find... Iceland would actually be a better image to use for that. We can try something like this. Yeah, let's try this. Okay. Now, going into the basic panel, I hit D for develop. We've got the HDR, so we want to bring out, see what we get. High dynamic range. I guess the first question I should ask chat is, do you know what HDR is? Do I need to explain it? So, okay, I think I'm gonna need to. HDR, high dynamic range. Oliver says yes. Oliver wants me to explain it just so he can tell me how I'm wrong. Dynamic range is how many stops. Frank knows. Yes, but you should still explain. Okay. Dynamic range is how many stops your camera sees from the blacks to the highlights. So from shadows to highlights. Your eye normally sees something like 13 stops. A good camera will see something like, and I mean a good camera, will see something, I believe, like 9. It's been a long time since I've checked those numbers. But, so as you can see, a standard dynamic range, you've got your shadows here working the way to the highlights. Now, when I kicked this over to HDR, it added 1, 2, 3, 4 more stops. And it added it all into the highlights. This photo is not going to work for this. We're going to reset it. We're going to get out of this photo. Let's get back into Iceland. I need a good landscape that's not blown. Okay, here we go. That's beautiful. Let me see if I've got one that's more. I did shoot this for HDR, and as you can see, I did actually turn it into an HDR. So, does your screen actually support HDR though? I would say no. I honestly don't know. Let's take this one. So this is blown out. So we've got the shadows, it's still overexposed, but you can see we're kind of blown out up here. So, you know what? I don't even know how to check. When you go into HDR mode, it should say whether it'll display correctly or not. Okay, let's go into HDR mode. Visualize HDR. Okay, so we've got 4 stops. You can change how many stops you want. Okay, maybe it's HDR. I am not liking this. Okay, so Vikram, hello. Good to see you. I'm gonna leave that up for now. You know, I don't know how I feel about this. I am not a fan as of right now. I'm gonna have to dive into this a little bit further because, go ahead, reset. I mean, I'm not seeing a huge difference. I don't like what we're getting. I don't like what I'm getting back here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I guess due to the fact, like, for these photos, as you can see, I bracketed the photos and I've got my own HDR photo, which I feel is actually better. Oh, I need to denoise that. We're gonna denoise. I don't think the denoise was out yet. Maybe not. But that needs to be denoised. Oh, what did you do? Wow, why are you turning red? This is so strange. Did I freeze again? Okay, Lightroom Classic is not playing nice today. Everyone says I'm okay. Whew. Do we have a version AI video generated yet, mister? No. Okay, everyone says it's good. Wow, I am getting like red bars going across my screen. Getting some strange stuff. Whenever anything new comes out for not Adobe Illustrator, but the generative AI features, you can find them on the Firefly Discord. So I get asked about video probably at least 3 times a day. Do the research, look for yourself. Okay. I'm gonna have to dig into this because right now I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of that. And how come this is a DNG? A DNG should be able to denoise. I guess not. But wait a minute. Okay. We denoise here. Interesting. I did not. Let's go ahead, cancel out of that. Hitting G for grid. As you can see, in Lightroom Classic, when you do an HDR, when you're combining multiple photos, and it saves it out as a DNG, it's a DNG, but it is no longer considered a RAW file, which is really strange. So you can only denoise RAW files. I don't think you can denoise HDR created DNGs in the same way you can. I just figured that out, Oliver. So, future reference. Go for it, Stuart. Sing away, buddy. Future reference, make sure to denoise your HDRs before you turn it into an HDR. Get rid of that noise. Okay. Oh, thank you for that, Oliver. Or Stuart. Okay. Let's move on. Let's jump into point color. I'm really disappointed with that. Get back up into max. Okay. Trying to find an image that this would be good for. To play with the point color. The new HDR mode is only really useful if you're editing for display on HDR screens. Russell Brown. This is really interesting. So Russell Brown in the pre-conference was doing a whole cowboy theme. And so the people that were presenting with Russell dressed up as cowboys of some nature. So this is Tony on day one. One of the things that the people did for Russell Brown's show was to make and have these bottles etched with their design. So within Max, they created a large saloon, and these are designs made by the people that were presenting with Russell Brown. I was drawn to this bottle, and it turns out I had no idea. The last day, the Doc Brown, or Dr. Brown's Iron Horse, which of course is a knockoff of Back to the Future is Tony's. So this is actually Tony's design, and Tony got it back on the last day. So I'm like, wow, that's funny. That's funny. Very cool. Okay, let me zoom back up a little bit. There we go. I'm still looking for something. Oh, he shared it on Instagram. As you can see, I'm not on Instagram much. Okay, getting ready for the keynote. Anna and Paul are so sweet. So is Katrina. Take care, Sandrine. Thank you for being here. Caroline says, Tony is the best design. He is the true design ninja after all. That is true. Oliver says, I love how you were there with him and we still knew that was Tony's design before you did. True. True. Okay, we're just gonna dive into one of these. Paco. Lisa and Sin. Okay. Jacob. Oh, I couldn't remember his name. Could not remember his name. Okay, we're going to jump into the point color. So let's dive into this really quick. Actually, first off, we're going to go in and denoise. I've got this white noisy. It's shot at 800. Jacob had his debut Adobe live stream yesterday. Nice. Let's see. Where am I? Detail. My panels are screwed up. They must have reset. Let's go ahead, denoise. That's nice. With Paco. Paco is a great guy. Helped me out a ton. All right, creating a new DNG. Wait for it. Here's the funny thing is, all right, and I don't know if I said this before, so I apologize if I'm saying it again, but I felt so out of touch by the time that I got home because I was so busy working, so busy with Max, and overwhelmed that by the time I got home, all of the new features, I was very much like, I don't even know what's out. I don't even know. So, Carmen, hello. Good morning. Bruce, hello. Good to see you, Bruce. Alex says same for me. Yeah. Oh, Alex. Okay. I gotta tell you, so on my flight home, I had a 5-year-old kid sitting next to me on the plane for 9 hours, and he was asleep going across to his mother's lap over to mine, kicking me in the ribs and thighs and other regional areas with his feet, so I could not sleep at all over the overnight flight. Jorge, hello. It was, God, did I have horrible flights. Horrible flights. I'm just not happy. Not happy. Stop playing, try boats. Umacorn, that's nothing. So now you got me on a flying kick. Tangent time. Okay, we're going tangent time. Rant. This is what we're gonna do. So it took me 48 hours. I was supposed to fly from Frankfurt to Dallas to Portland. Easy. Long flights. Takes about 20 hours door to door. No problem. I've done it several times. But this time, we went from Frankfurt to Dallas. Easy. Great flight. Easy. Got into Dallas. Our flight to Portland, canceled immediately. The people are like, why weren't you on your app? How come you didn't rebook it? I'm like, I was in a plane. There's a thing called airplane mode. So, oh, Oliver, I love Ryanair. So I'm talking to the people. I'm like, okay, what do we need to do? And the woman that was helping us was like, you have to get out of Dallas. There's a monster storm coming in. It's only going to get worse. I'm going to ship you from Dallas to Austin, and then Austin to Phoenix, and then Phoenix to Portland. But you'll have an overnight stay in Austin. Okay. Get us out of here. So we're on the Dallas tarmac, and lightning is just crashing down right on the other side of the runway. And it was like, and I'm thinking, oh, this isn't good. We got to get out of here. So finally, we were able to take off. We were late, of course. We took off. We get to Austin. It's late. We go. We find a hotel. We stay the night. We get up in the morning. We go back to the airport, and we're like, okay, we got to go. Lightning. Now, Austin isn't that far from Dallas, okay? Don't you think the storm's gonna hit there too? So we're sitting there, and lightning is just striking all around the airport. I did not know this. When there's a lightning strike, a person actually is on a clock and says, we cannot get anybody on the flight if there is any lightning between 15 minutes. So if there's lightning, clock starts. If there's another lightning strike, boom, starts again. So we're a couple hours late. We get off. Now, by this time, of course, we didn't catch our plane to Portland. So we get to Phoenix. We missed our flight. We're trying to rebook everything. My wife, not a problem. We're on 2 different itineraries because we went 2 different ways. Not a problem. Me, I'm trying to get mine. I can't get the ticket. The people at the gate for Alaska Airlines is like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, I've got something. I'm here. I've got the plane. They couldn't figure it out. So finally, I get an actual ticket on my phone. I'm like, great. I go there, I scan my code to get on the plane, and they're like, you don't exist. Nope, you can't get on the plane. So they're holding the plane while they're trying to figure out who the heck I am and why am I trying to get on this plane with this specific ticket. There's 4 people working trying to get me on this plane. Finally, they do something, and I think they gave me a fake ticket. Get me on the plane, I'm off. I'm like, finally. We get to Portland, it's late, great. I'm in Portland. So far, it's been 48 hours of travel. It's horrible. Things get better. So, for whatever reason, I decide I'm gonna look at my app and see if I still have a plane ticket to Los Angeles for Max. I get on, yes, fake ticket, Umacorn. I get on and it says your itinerary has been canceled. They canceled my trip to LA. They canceled my trip back to Dallas. They canceled my flight back to Germany. My entire itinerary, because they made this fake ticket. I was a no-show on the flight, which cancels the rest of your itinerary. So I spent 6 hours, 3 hours each day trying to explain to the people. Finally, I got Alaska Airlines on the phone with American Airlines at the same time talking to each other to figure out how to fix their screw up. I was not a happy camper. It got, how much is a flight from LA to Portland? Not bad, not much. There were 5 attendants or 5 customer service people that ended up spending 6 hours trying to fix this flight. How much money was lost? Finally, America says, forget it. We're gonna cut you a ticket specifically for you and get you on the plane and get out of here. I'm like, great. So, I made it to LA. It was the worst flying experience overall I have ever had. And believe me, I know I can be dramatic. At this point, I am not being dramatic at all. Okay. Max was amazing, Carmen. Thank you for asking. A ton of work. And I tell you what, by the last day, people were meeting to go out for dinner. And I was just like, nope, I'm done. I'm done with people. Like, this is my studio. It's me, myself, and I. And all of a sudden, I'm thrown into a convention center with 10,000 people. And I gotta tell you, let me see if I've got a photo here. Oh, yeah, I did not pull that on the phone. Seda, hello. So at Max, there are probably hundreds, if not 1,000, hundreds of people that are directing you, helping you, anything at all that you need to know. And they do an amazing job. They do such a great job. The production level of Max is so over the top. Lady Jane, hello. So it was amazing. Lady Jane says, and people wonder why I never leave my house. Imagine all that and they lose or damage my wheelchair. I bet. Good to see you, Lady Jane. Yeah, so great work on the support team that Adobe brings in. So great job. All right, so I am back into develop mode. That was my tangent, and believe me, there'll probably be more. We're gonna come up to color mixer. Within the color mixer, you've got your standard color mixer, your HSL. You also have your point color right there. So we're gonna go ahead and click on the point color. Now, what we're gonna do, and let's just say, I hate this orange. There's so much red in this photo that this orange is driving me crazy. So we're gonna select the orange. Now we have a visualization here. You can see we've got one color selected there. I can actually go in and select multiple colors, and your swatches, if that's the correct term, your color selections will line up here and you can go through and select them. So if I wanted to come up and select the red, as you can see here, now the red is highlighted. So we're gonna deal with the orange right now. And we can play with the hue shift, saturation, luminance, and then our range. We can also visualize, and you can see everything else turns black and white, except for what is part of this orange range, not the red. So we need to actually tune this in a bit because we do not want to adjust the reds up here. So we're going to bring that down quite a bit. And now you can see as I adjust, we are adjusting the colors that we want to adjust. I am not liking that. Let's go ahead. We're going to reset our point. Jane says, I was here and then I wasn't. We had a power cut. It was like Blackpool illuminations in here. All my lights came on. House alarm going off everywhere. Wow. All right, let's grab that. Grab that orange. Let's visualize. All right, that's getting a little bit better. Add a little bit more red into it. And the cool thing is you can see it's adjusting here what we've got going on. So if we want to bring down some saturation, we can adjust our luminance. That's over here in this range. And let's turn off the visualization. That's even an uglier color, but it's a little bit more fitting than having something like that. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's your eye is drawn more to the Adobe up here. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I like the idea of the point color that we've got going on. Terry White actually showed an amazing example, and let me see if I can find something. That would work for this. Bruce, no. Hold on really quick, everybody. Don't go anywhere. So, the first, let me turn off my lower thirds. There we go. Ooh, Manu, hello. So the first day at Max, I had my camera bag, and they talk about making sure that your camera bag is a very specific size, so that way it's allowed into, let's say, the sneaks or other parties. Large bags would not be accepted. So the first day I had my camera, taken a handful of photos, and then Tony, doing the Harry Potter thing, gave us the scarves and the wands, and so we had to have the scarf and wand. Hufflepuff? Okay. So we had to have the scarves, or excuse me, I made the choice to wear my scarf. Not everybody did, but I made the choice. I'm going to wear my scarf. I'm going to have my wand. And the first day I'm walking around after, yes, it is warm. I'm walking around Max, and I've got a wand sticking out of my camera bag because I had a miniature camera bag, and I've got this scarf on. people were kind of looking at me a little bit. No. Yes, Tony supplied us with the scarf and wand, and so there was no way that I was not going to wear it. But I didn't want to walk around with this stuff on. So I stopped carrying my camera. This scarf is so big and thick that when it's folded up, it's actually the size of my camera. So it fit perfect in my camera bag because it's about the size of a DSLR camera. So I was walking around with a scarf in my camera bag and a wand. And I would do it again. I am not complaining, but no, I was not the official photographer. Okay. I had to share that. Alex says, I remember. Yeah, rub it in, Alex. Thanks, buddy. Magic Shawn. Speaking of magic, here's Magic Johnson. Okay. I'm gonna use this photo just because. For giggles. We're gonna go ahead and hit D for develop. We're gonna go in and we're going to create a mask. So hitting the mask button, I'm gonna see if it's going to recognize that this is a person or not. So, ready for any hocus pocus. Hopefully it detects as a person, I'm hoping. Come on. You can do it, Lightroom. I'm waiting. Okay, so we've got our person right here. You can see that they selected it. We can select the person. And what do we want? We're gonna go, I'm not gonna mess with the hair. Let's just do the clothing. So we're gonna make a mask for the clothing. And if this was an actual, you know what? Let's take it a different way. Let's get rid of the yellows. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do facial skin. We're gonna go body skin. And that's good. So we have a choice. We can create two separate masks. If you need to create two separate masks to fine tune even further, or we can just create a single mask. We're going to create that single mask right there, and we can call this skin, or let's even be better. It's magic, so it's magic skin. Magic Johnson. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. Now, going into that selection, we've got point color within our masks. So I can grab the selection, and let's grab that yellow right there. And we're going to eliminate that. So we're going to bring the range down. Let's visualize right now. Let's bring this range down. And we can start adjusting this. So and try to darken up these yellows. Bring that back up. And what I'm trying to do, let's zoom in, is I'm trying to just get rid of some of these, which would be highlights, which is fine, but I just feel like, okay, they're a little bit too bright. So going with there's the before, there's the after, just pulling those yellows out. So if I don't want to adjust the background using the point color, you want to make the fine-tune adjustments, you can actually use your masks. So you could use it with a sky mask, you can use it with an object mask, any of the masks at all. So it's really important to realize the type of control that you can have with this tool. So that's happy. So let's go ahead, reset that photo, hitting G for grid. All right. And by the way, everybody in chat, let me know. Let me know what your favorite features of Max was. Oh, I do want to do the bokeh. We're going to do, I want to dive into the bokeh, so we're going to do that. Let's go into Adobe Stock. And let's do portrait. Christmas tree. It helps if you spell it right, Shawn. And just so you know, everybody. Oh, Jane says the inspiration keynote was superb. I cried like a baby. I was sitting dead center in the balcony, first row. Great seat. And just the inspirational keynote was wonderful. When it got to the end and it showed the video of the little girl, I'm just like, tears are running down my face. I'm like, oh God, why do they end like that? Why did they end like right then? They're like, thank you everybody for Max, and the lights go on and you have to leave. And it's like, oh gosh, come on. Just give me a moment to compose myself, please. That was amazing. That was absolutely a blast. Okay. We're gonna do this one. By the way, did you design the backdrop for the sneaks? I could have. I knew all the locations where they were, Caroline. Jane says, now I could never do what the little girl did, listen to something I really liked while having something awful done, because it would forever be associated with that experience. That is true. Yeah. I have a... Anya, hello. Welcome in. Let me go ahead and load this while we talk. A friend of mine, or a colleague, might be a better way to put it. Yeah, let's just import it. She became a music therapist, and to be honest, back then, this was probably 10 years ago, I was just kind of like, meh. But definitely has a lot of power. Definitely, music has a ton of power. Okay, so let's get in here. I'm going to hit D for develop. We are going to go into our lens blur. Jumping into our lens blur, we're going to apply to this. Let it analyze. And you can see immediately, looking at the lights in the background, this is the whole reason that I wanted to do this. Tony? What about Tony? Is Tony here? Oh, is that Tony? Funny? Funny, Uma? Funny? Okay, so we talked about the lens blur, but we didn't really get into the bokeh. So you guys cannot say any point in time anyone has a graying beard, it's Tony. I mean, I was a cousin to my wife. So sure, that's true. A cousin of my wife was like, hey, I want to become a photographer. Do you have any advice? Blah, blah, blah. She's changing careers. And so we've been talking back and forth, and I'm like, hey, I've got a video for you. And I didn't realize it's been about 1.5 years since I did a Be Smarter Than Your Camera stream. And so I sent her the video and also the workbook that goes along with it. And I looked at it and I went, oh my gosh, I have grayed so much in the last year. I'm old. Okay, back to the bokeh. So you have control over the style of bokeh. So you can actually click through here and you can see the different styles that we're getting. So let's go ahead, we'll zoom back out and we'll do that again. Bring that down. And this is where this boost comes in. So we can bring the boost down. Ooh, maybe not. Oh, yep. That's a lot of boost. Kind of digging that. Let's zoom out. Ooh. The hexagon's not bad. Those look like CDs. I kind of just like that. And let's increase the blur so we can even get larger bokeh. Go through them again. Gosh, I really don't like that. That's not bad. Not good. Don't make me laugh, Lydia. Lydia says those look like when I take my glasses off. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, so this is the before photo. That's the after. And adding the bokeh, I actually really like it. Cranking everything up. Feel we need to bring the range up a little bit. Let's go ahead, hit the visualize button. Yeah, we do. Need to just bring that out a little bit. Alex, we are not talking about the Adobe Bash. We are not talking about that. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the fall off right there. I'm joking, Alex. The Bash was awesome. Bash was awesome. Wait a minute. Oh, yes. Rick, hello. Rick says, hey, Shawn, it was so great to meet you last Monday. I can't believe we never ran into each other again the whole week. Rick, I was looking for you. I actually hung out by the HP office. I was going to mug you from behind. I was looking for you the whole time when I wasn't working. I had no other sessions except for when I was working. But Alex, this is hilarious. So Alex, oh my gosh, there was a bartender who I believe was French, and so this bartender and Alex were trying to teach me how to read or how to speak the French wines the correct way. It was like baubles all over again. Rick, you know what? I apologize. I was not able to run into you again, but it was still spectacular seeing you at the party. Makes me so happy. It really does. Okay, back into the bokeh. So, I was hosting our ambassador Orlando Mexafunk. Oh. I wouldn't mind being there. Alex says, but so funny. Thank you, Alex. I'm here for your amusement. So this is the before photo. That is the after photo. Now we have a major issue occurring here. Look at these eaves. Some reason Adobe AI has come to the determination that that is actually part of our that should be in focus. So there's a couple different ways we're going to try to change this. I'm going to come down here. We're going to grab a blur tool. I'm going to set our feather to about 50. I'm going to keep the flow at 100. Okay, so at this point we can come in here and try to get rid of this. And I am about to start coughing. 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Like I said, I'm getting over being sick. Okay, that actually did a good job. I'm happy with that. Now, next issue I see that we've got is we have lost part of the arm. Sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to make you cough. So we need to zoom in here, and now I'm hitting focus. And we need to, come on now. Oh, Rick, I am so sorry about that. I came home and the first thing I did was take a COVID test. For those of you that may remember, I came back from Max London with COVID. Ooh, okay, there we go. Wow, it did not like being zoomed in. Okay, that's worth noting. Rick says, I feel fine, just a little congestion. Yeah, Umacorn, you know, Umacorn is saying, oh my gosh, everybody getting sick after Max. Yeah, there was a few people that got sick, and I think personally we've been separated for so long, and then all of a sudden you bring that many people in together. Yeah, it's kind of bound to happen. All right, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup here. Nothing special. Seeing what I missed. Yeah, that's pretty good. That did a good job. Okay, so let's go ahead, get out of the lens blur, and yeah, I'm happy with that. I'd actually call that a good move. overall, it did a good job. But let me know what you think of the bokeh. If you like it, if you like what's going on there. I kind of dig it. Did a good job. Good job. Happy with it. Okay. Get in. Yes to the bokeh. It's really not that bad with the bokeh. It's really not bad with the bokeh. What do you mean it's not bad with the bokeh? That's okay, so this photo here, Katarina, I actually did Lightroom on the desktop earlier. Oh, that's Dutch for it's awesome. Okay. You had me going, Michelle. I was like, this looks so much better. I was confused there for a second. All right, so it's 2:30. I've been streaming for 2 hours. That is all that we've got. It doesn't translate well. No, it doesn't. That is all I've got right now for Lightroom Classic. That's all the updates. I am quite happy and excited with what we've got going on there. One thing I forgot to talk about, Adobe Stock. Let's get back to the homepage. Adobe Stock. Check this out. Let me actually open up color.adobe.com also. So I talked about this before, but I'm just reminding everybody. Color.adobe.com. It's got recolor vector artwork. So recoloring your SVGs. You can come up here to lab and do this on the web page. So your SVG files, you can recolor here on color.adobe.com. Let's go into stock. Going into stock. Look, there's a generate button. Oh, I know, Jane. Nobody is talking about these things. Nobody. And I discovered the lab by accident 3 weeks ago. This, I was at Max. And I'm like, I was talking to the stock team and I'm like, did I see this right? And they're like, yes, you did. So we have text to image in stock. So let's generate something. Actually, let's do a test. Adobe's hidden features brought to you by Shawn. Somebody's got to do it. Okay. First off, what is happening here? Wait. Okay, so this is, let me switch sides. This is first generation text to image. You can see right here, this is the size, the 1024 by 1408. Download free with trial. Can I get back? Okay, I can get back. So you don't have as many features. Let's grab this otter. Now, remember. Oh, okay. I am so glad I did this. We need to discuss this. Let me cancel. Ooh. Why would you use this? Okay, all right. I'm gonna discuss it. I don't see this being very useful. Now, first off, I've got 35 assets. These are Adobe stock assets, not credits, okay? Not the same. I want to come in here. Let's take a look. Yep, right there. I have 35 assets left. That's what I've got. Marcia, good morning. Now, it's saying I've done this in stock. I'm like, oh yeah, I dig this. So what we're going to do is if I hit download, it's wanting to use 1 credit. Now the question is, this is called an asset. Why is this called a credit? Because we're going to have generative credits. So we're going to download it. Okay. That is misleading. I am not happy with that. I have 34 licenses left. So I just use one of my credit. No, Jane, it is not. I started with 35 assets, not credits. So if you are going to use generative text to image in Adobe stock, you are using your stock assets to buy these images. You are not using credits. So I just used one of my assets for this image. Okay? Really, really important. These are all these things we have to pay attention to. I'm excited to see it. I'm like, oh, this is in stock, cool. Or, this is an Adobe Color, cool. How are we paying for it? Pay attention, people. This is not it is Firefly, but it's not free like Firefly. So, yes, this is not the same thing. It's counting separate. Did you get assets with your subscription? No, Michelle, I got 50 credits. Excuse me. 50 assets for Adobe stock when I was on Adobe Live. That was part of the payment that I received for being on Adobe Live. So, really important. Number 1, Adobe stock is using generation or model 1. Okay? So it's a smaller dimension. Number 1. Number 2. It is using your stock assets to pay for it, not your generative credits. Very important. Tuning in when you said this is not free. This is not free. This is not free at all. So if I wanted to, let's grab Command C. Oh, wow. I have absolutely no problem spending an asset trying to make sure that nobody else makes this mistake. Let me sign in. So, okay. I have a tip number 2. Huge tip. That came out wrong, sorry. We come in here. This image here is a portrait, okay? If I come in down here at the bottom and I put this prompt in, but when we have credits, Emil, hello? When we have credits, it will use a credit. This is a top Tim tip. Very important. If you want to get around with not using that first credit to start a prompt, go into the gallery here. Look around. Okay, this image here is a portrait mode. Cool. It's already generated. View samples. I did not spend a credit. This is totally free to look at the examples. Now, what I can do is I can get rid of that. I can actually come in here. I can put my own prompt in. We've got our suggestions. Osgur, hello, and I'm sorry if I messed your name up. We've got the suggestions turned on over here. I'm okay with that. Now, when I hit generate, it's going to use 1 credit. Hey, Jane, you know what? I actually agree with this loophole, though. That's one of the things, is I absolutely agree with this. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Why are you talking slowly? Because this is extremely important. When there comes a time, wow, that's totally different. When everybody has credits and you want to use generative fill, Photoshop, Illustrator, wherever it is, you have to think about the usage of your credits. If I can eliminate this, okay, Emil, keep with me here. You jump into text to image, right? And I've got my prompt. I put my prompt in. Let's put it in. I hit generate. That's 1 credit. Okay. Stay with me, people. Stay with me. That's 1 credit. Now, everybody knows I don't want to do anything square. I want pixels. That's what I want. Give me as many pixels as I want. So I like where this is going. And you know what? I want more pixels. So let's go widescreen. So I come over here to widescreen. I like where we're going. I hit generate. That's 2. That's 2 credits to get started. All right. Now, if you only have 25 credits because you have a free plan, oh my gosh, you're going to be burning through it. All right. Now, let's do the exact same thing. Let's jump in, text to image. I'm choosing my aspect ratio to begin with. So I don't want it square. Let's take a look at let's just go with a regular landscape. No credits. No credits. I can get rid of the style, put in my prompt, hit generate. Now I've used 1 credit to get the exact same point where 99% of the people out there are using 2 credits. And you may think, well, so, okay, don't come to me then when you run out of credits, because I've just taught you how to save a massive amount of credits. So to go back on Adobe stock, bam, on Adobe stock, Lydia, then you type the wrong words. Here's, let me rephrase this and then I'll get back to that. There should be a pop-up telling you each time this will cost you. Yes. Adobe stock, you are using your stock assets. If you do not have stock assets, you will not be able to generate. That's Adobe stock. Adobe Firefly is using credits. Now, here's the thing. People are starting to complain about, I'm not happy with the result. I want my credit back. Okay, this is my analogy. If somebody gives you a car, a free car, and they give you some gas, and you think, great, I've got a free car, I've got free gas, I'm gonna drive to the beach. But yet you don't take the time to learn how to get to the beach. You don't look at a map. You don't know where it's at. So you drive and you're lost. You have no idea where it is you're going, and you never make it to the beach. Do you go back to the gas station and ask for a refund because you didn't look at a map, that you didn't figure out where you were going? So at this point where we're at right now, we have a free car. We've got free gas. It's up to us to figure out how to get to a finished product that we want. If we don't put the work in, and this is like anything in life, if you don't put the work in to actually learn how to use the tool, how to use the app, is it the app's fault? No, it's not. Is it Adobe's fault because they gave you credits? No, it's not. All right, Tiny Plane. Do the credits ever renew? Surely they're not forever. Caroline, no. The way that the credits, and I'm assuming that you were talking about a paid plan, so starting in November. In November, depending upon the plan that you have, and let me bring something up here, let me find it. And everybody take a screenshot. It's part of the FAQs. You can find them yourself. But depending upon the plans that you have, you will get credits. Those credits do not roll over month to month. They renew month to month. So if I've got the Creative Cloud all apps, I get 1,000 credits each month. If I don't use them, if I only use 500, that doesn't mean I have 1,500 next month. It means I have 1,000 credits next month. Now, when you run out of credits, all that means is that your generations are going to slow down. You can still generate. They classify it as the normal speed. It will slow down to be a normal speed. Whereas if you have credits and you're using credits, you are getting priority, and at a faster speed, your generations are being generated. So that's the first question. How many credits do we have with the Creative Cloud subscription? Doris, I'm showing you right now. Yeah, Umacorn, I agree, but I'm Oliver, thank you for that. You know, when it comes, you got to be smart. I mean, you got to be smart. This is part of your workflow. You got to use it wisely. That's it. So those credits are used with Firefly. Okay, yeah, good question, Michelle. Marcia says, where did that screenshot come from? Can't find it. It is, let me jump in. Let's go into the Firefly Discord. FAQs, scrolling up to the top. So in the Firefly Discord, under the FAQs, you've got all of the help, and there's two different links. You've got the help Firefly using generative credits FAQ. So usually, I think it's this one. If we scroll down, yep, there it is. Each time you generate stock plans, individual plans, there it is. So let me go ahead. I will throw this into, I don't know if this is the one that Oliver did. No, it's the same one. It's the same one. So I'll put it in again. Okay, and Jane, thank you for that. Jane is responding, and I'll repeat it. Credits apply across all apps. So what we're talking about is anytime there's a generation button. So Photoshop, Illustrator, Firefly, and Adobe Express. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to some of the video. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I have no idea. I just have no idea. Chauveau, hello, welcome in. So, you know, is the generative AI credits are running in the beta apps too? Yeah. Marcia says, until November 1st, 2023, Creative Cloud, Adobe Firefly, Adobe Express, and Adobe Stock paid subscribers won't be subject to generate credits. That is absolutely true. So one thing that you want to do is up here on your profile picture up above my head, you click on it and you're going to find out about your credits right there. So if you have a free plan, you're working with the free plan in Adobe Express or Adobe Firefly, that's where you would find how many credits you have left. I think it is likely the video creation will be more than 1 credit. That's a possibility, Jeff. They've talked about it, and because I'm not on the video team, I don't know. I don't have a clue. So I cannot speak one way or the other with it. And even if I did know, I probably couldn't tell you. So there you go. Let me switch sides. Pack credits are, think of pack credits. That's like reloading your credits. So I think for, I don't know, 5 something pounds or 5 something euro, you can get more credits. I don't have a free plan, so I don't have the pack. Plan credits are, if like what I was showing before, how many credits you get with your paid subscription. So that, you know, that's a big thing. Quick question. I am more than happy to keep talking about credits. While we're doing that, do you want me to talk about the new Firefly model? I'm getting close to being done, but if you would like me to, I can do a quick overrun. Chuvo says this topic is my favorite. A pack of credits on Amazon. Carmen says yes. Okay. We're gonna deal with this. I really like this prompt. I want to make sure I save this. So I'm gonna copy it. Let's get back to the beginning. So to begin with, we're gonna, Michelle says, I have a paid subscription to Adobe Stock. Do my paid credits add up to 1,000? I'll get my app subscription. Michelle, if you have multiple subscriptions, they add up. So let me find this again. And that's a really good question. So as you can see, if you've got, let's say, the Creative Cloud all apps, you get 1,000 credits. Okay, boom, 1,000 credits. Now, if you have an Adobe Stock plan, you get an additional 500 credits. So that would be 1,500 credits a month that you're getting. So depending upon how many plans you have, like I used to have a ton of different plans, but I've had to consolidate them all into one. Now I just have one plan. But before, I used to have like 3 or 4 plans. I had the all apps, I had the photography plan, and the Adobe Express plan. So Jeff is bragging, I'm a 1,500 credit dude. Okay. Lydia, have a great day. Thank you for coming in. Text effect is 0 credits. Yes, until November 1st. But you wouldn't have all apps and then a single app. No, but Jane, if you are purchasing, there are certain situations in which you have multiple apps. I got the I had the photography plan. Then I was given the Creative Cloud all plan. And then as an Adobe Express ambassador, I got the Express plan for free. So I had 3 different plans just because of where I was. I was paying for the photography. And Garda, hello. The credits do not roll over. They will reset every month. And I believe the date is when you initially signed up, that day of month. So, okay. All right, just checking chat. All right. All right, there we go. Jane's running point for me. Thank you, Jane. All right, so we are looking at the new Adobe Firefly. We're gonna do a quick run through here and keep the questions coming. I love talking about this. There's nothing that's really been added. It's just the overall interface and the model. So we still have text to image, which we had before. We've got generative fill. We've got our text effects, and we also have the generative recolor. So those are all not new. But if we jump into our text to image, and I am going to say this again because people have been coming in and out. I want to generate something. You could come down here and put something in the prompt and say, I'm happy with that, and use 1 credit. But I am trying to teach you to be smarter with your credits. So we're going to do a portrait. I'm going to select from the gallery because look, it's a sample. It's already been generated. It doesn't say generate. So what I'm going to do is go ahead. I'm going to select that. No credits used. I'm going to turn off our styles. I'm going to put in the prompt that I want. And now, as you can see down here, making sure I'm not blocking it, and I am blocking prompt, but there is suggestions. So as you can see, I've got a seal on an iceberg. Here. I've got a seal on an iceberg, big eyes made out of knitting. So from there, you can see we're getting suggestions. It's adding on a selective focus, beautiful background, wildlife portrait picture, a popular craft from wool, a symbol for family creation, or a black and white photo. So I can select any of those. If I feel those are getting in the way or I want to refresh, I can come up here and say, nah, I don't like them. Give me a new one. Green, I like this. Green mountains and sunset. We're going to go ahead, click on that. Now it's continuously updating those suggestions. If you get annoyed with that, just jump over here and say, no, thank you. Turn it off. So now I can generate. I still haven't used a credit yet. At this point, I can come in here and make any of the changes that we want. We're going to just go ahead and generate because we're going to go through that panel. And I'm going to switch sides now because we know what the prompt is. So we're going to let that generate. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Wow, these are good. Now, dang, I'm saving that one to my favorites. I'm going to go ahead, click the favorite button up here. I like that one. That's a good one. So at this point, let's start at our versions. What we've got is Firefly Image 2 Beta. You have a choice. Clicking that arrow, you can use your Firefly Image 2 Beta or your Firefly Image 1. Now, please be aware. I have an itch. That was not to be aware of. If you use the Image 2 or the Model 2 Firefly, your image is going to be bigger. If you use the original Firefly Image 1 or Model 1, yours is going to be smaller. It's going to be the standard 1024 by 1024, around those dimensions. Whereas the Firefly 2 is like 2040, 2040, something like that. Be aware. So, if you want to jump in and use Firefly Image 1, you may be asking yourself, why would I do that? Devlin, thank you. Please remember. Is it smaller or further away? Good point. Firefly Model 1 has more stylization, whereas Firefly Model 2 is more photorealistic. So if I hit Firefly Image 1, we're going to confirm and generate. We're going to be able to take a look at the difference and just the difference of the stylization that you get from Model 1, and oh my god, totally freaking difference. So if you are looking, let me actually jump in, let me open up Firefly. Let's go into my favorites. So here up above my head, this is more of a photorealistic seal, so you can see it looks beautiful. Now if we come back, this is our Model 1. This is more artistic, this is more stylized, more cartoonish. So depending upon what, again, depending upon what your final result is, you need to make the decision as into what is going to work best for you. Firefly isn't going to make that decision for you. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to jump back to 2. But it is quite nice that you have that ability to jump back and forth. So we've got our image. Next off, all I'm going to do is we're going to talk about Model 2. That's all we're dealing with. You have an auto button. So auto is going to take a look at your prompt and make the determination if it's going to be a photo or art. So that's all you've got. Now you've got the visualize intensity of what you have, and you can actually push it one way or the other. Yeah, Jeff, I agree with that. Next off, we've got style. Now this is cool as heck. Let me go ahead and I'm going to download this one. I don't want to lose it. Leave that up. And again, this is going to be, I'm going to use Stuart's work for those of you that may have caught this last night. But we're going to match style. Now, if I didn't want to match style, what I can do is we can jump into our style and we can hit the reference image style. And you've got an absolute ton of styles that you can choose from. A bunch of these have been loaded and they're very, very cool. The one that I like is upload your own image. So we're going to do that. I'm going to upload. We're going to grab Stuart's illustration. I'm going to download. Now this comes up, and this is very important because again, the legal problems that are occurring with Gen AI is, do you own this? Do you have the rights to use this style? If you do not own the rights to use this style and you're using somebody else's, you're stealing. Plain and simple. You are stealing. So make sure that you have the rights to an image that you're going to upload. I do. I'm going to hit continue. We're going to let it go through. And if you saw that, it was actually checking the image for content credentials to see if you own it. Okay. Next off, we've got our style reference. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We're going to hit generate. Wait for it. And I love that. Oh my gosh. So we went from this image here, big-eyed, cute seal, to this by using Stuart's artwork. Stuart, I am blown away by this. I love your artwork to begin with, Stuart, but I could see an absolutely huge artwork coming from this. This is an absolutely great idea or inspiration or a reference that Stuart has a specific style. Let's say he wants to do a seal in this style. Look, the first one on the left. On the left.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
So this is something that he can use as a reference. The first one caught my eye. I actually, you know what? I love this one. I love the sun in the background, the big eyes. This, I love the eyes on here, and look at the hairy nostrils. I don't know why I'm drawn to that. Do you want me to download one of these for you, Stuart? The first one on the left. I'm going to download this for you, Stuart. I'll send this over to you. You could pick bits from all of them. Yeah, Jane, that's a great idea. So who has the rights to the image now? Firefly or the original artist? Michelle, that is still in question, by the way, really quick, everybody. Hi, Bruce's mom. Hi, Alicia. It is great to see you. Hi, Bruce's mom. Alicia is saying, hi, Shawn. Happy Tuesday. Glad to see you back. Missed you. You are so kind. You are so kind. Thank you so much. Okay. Michelle, so who owns the image? That's for the lawyers to figure out. It's still up in the air. I'm not going to say one way or the other. That's why I'm saying using it as a reference. You know, I'm using Stuart's illustration as a reference to generate this style, and maybe, you know, Stuart could take a style like this. Like, I love these fish. Like, all these fish down here. I think they're fish. They could be rocks. I don't know. They have eyes. But, or like Jane said, you could take bits and pieces from it and create your own illustration. So, yeah, that's, I think, the purpose of it. So we are going to move on. I love that so much. Hamlet, please do not put links in chat unless I ask you to. Thank you. So that is our style. Now, one thing to do, I've already downloaded one, is we have a strength slider. So if I bring it all the way to the left, what's going to happen is it's going to have less strength. Let's take it up to 100 and regenerate. And it may get crazy now. I don't know. It may get worse. And there was the image I was working on last night with this style. Okay, now this is getting a little crazy. This one, look at his head. Oh my gosh. We've got like dancing something down here. I turned it up to 11. Wow. Oh, this guy's really happy. Holy snikes. Wow. So you can adjust your style strength, and I think we're just going to take that back down to 50. We're going to regenerate. Thank you. Then you have all the normal effects that you've got going on. Now, this is no longer a photo, so we're going to regenerate this as a photo because we got some stuff to check out under the photo. It does not work under art, but it does under photo. So, yeah, not much change. Jane, I could totally see you do an illustration like this in Illustrator. I would love to see that with your color palettes that you use. Yes. We've got the normal effects. Everything's all the normal there. Color tone, lighting, composition, that's all the same. Now we have a couple different things. Okay, hold on, Jane. There's the prompt if that helps you. Okay, in photo settings, because we have photo checked, photo has to be checked for this, all right? Jane, you know what, Jane, I will send you, I'll put the image I download in the WhatsApp group, and that way you and Stuart can both get it. So that's because you're going to need the reference photo for that. All right, so for the photo settings, let's open it up, see what we've got. Now, as a photographer, this is awesome. So first off, you're looking at the aperture, and it's telling you, okay, this is an f4. So that means what type of depth of field that you're going to end up having. Are you going to have a blurry background? Are you going to have an in focus background? So these are things that you want to think about. You've got a shutter speed, which is going to, as it says right here, less motion blur or more motion blur. So you can adjust the shutter. Then you have your field of view. So are you using a wide angle lens or are you using a zoom? So if you're doing a portrait, you can really get in here and adjust, let's say, a headshot. If you want something tight, you want the bokeh in the background, you can really adjust this and use your knowledge, as hopefully I've taught some of you, when it comes to photography, using those tools to get what you want. Wonder what generative fill would do with that image to extend it. Oh my God, we're doing it. I've got Photoshop open. Field of view, I talked about that. Next off, the last thing before we get into it, because I really got to go, we have exclude from image. So no longer do you need to do the avoid with the square brackets. You can actually type in what you want to exclude. Oliver says, I'm assuming this is all 35mm equivalents, as in full frame, not 35mm lens. Yes. Yeah. Film, yes. Full frame 35mm, but then it's based on the 35mm, but then you've got the actual lens. It's going from your lenses like 14 to 20 to 28, 35, 50, 100, 80, 200. So it's giving you the most common lens lengths based on a 35mm camera. Is there a place to browse samples besides a Firefly homepage? Seems like a search samples function would be happy. Let me get back here. There's the gallery right there, Devlin. Just because if it was medium format or APS, then the depth of field would be different for the same settings. Yeah, Oliver, you're making it too... You're making it too smart for 95% of the people. They're not going to know that much into photography as you do that would think in that way. I mean, most people aren't even going to realize what they're trying to achieve. So now you're just showing that you're smart. Devlin, hopefully that helps you. You can view samples here from the gallery. So these are from the gallery. That is gorgeous. I gotta sign in. Get back. And they changed. It's gone. Okay. I think those are the big changes going on with Firefly. Let's end this on a high note. Because it was asked for, we're jumping into Photoshop. And let's go ahead. We're going to unlock that. I'm going to hit C for crop. And right off the bat, I want to make sure, see what we've got for our sizes. So I'm going to hit our image size. So this is a 1792 by 2304. Now, Photoshop is still working with Firefly Model 1. So it's still working in the smaller sizes, and it's working with the old model. So, okay, you should see the images I just did with the prompt. Let me know which Discord. So what I want to do is we're going to turn this into a portrait, or excuse me, a landscape. So I'm going to do this in twos. Okay, thank you, Jane. I will look. All right, so 1024 by 1024. We need to reset this to normal. There we go. Command D to deselect. Let's select. PJ, hello. Do a generative fill. Generate. It could say just more blur, less blur. It could. That turned out great. I don't like this thing. I don't know what's going on down here. So let's check out what we got. Ooh, that's kind of funky. Ooh. That's a keeper. Okay. I like the blue mountain, but I really don't like that front. I don't like that at all. I like that one. Okay, let's keep going. We're gonna hit V and then C again. Let's bring this out. Grab our selection tool. Yeah, it's doing a really nice job keeping that style. You can really see the edge. Like, well, this one you can kind of see the edge in spots. Oh, I like that one. This one changed up. Look at the, I don't like it added. Sure, I'll do that, Stuart. I don't like it added the jagged mountain right there. I don't like that. That's better. I kind of like that. I think we're gonna go with that one. Okay, hitting V for the move tool, C for the crop, and Stuart says go up. You know what? No, I want to see more of this reflection. Let's see what we get with this reflection. And we may actually have to put in reflection. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll go up. I'm just really interested to see. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. I don't like any of them. Not good. We're gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna try one more time. One more time. Only because it's you, Stuart. Only because it's you. Is it trying to work out what can go there? I think it's getting confused. No, Frank, you were right. AI is not smart enough yet. That's true. I'm asking it to do itself. I think this area is really confusing it. I mean, also, you got to remember, it's probably never seen this style before. Megan, hello. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Now, why did you do this? Why did you give me more selections? I actually like that. Okay. I did do that. There it is. Oh, I gotta end this stream. Anybody is interested, we're probably going to be talking about Lightroom Classic a little bit today. Oh, it's kind of fun. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I like the second one. All right. Hitting V, C for the crop tool. We're going to take this poster style, add more to the sky. So on the Firefly Discord, while this is generating, I'm going to be talking about Lightroom Classic again. So, yeah. Wow. Let me move this guy down here. Let's pin that. Oh, I don't like that one at all. Wow. I want more clouds. Like, it didn't... We're gonna regenerate that. Oh, that's horrible. That's getting better. I don't like the lines. This is what I was looking for, but I want to see better clouds. Oh, you're right, Megan. A secret cloud message. I can get make love not, and that's all I can get from the message. That's it. I don't know what it says. Well, it's less clouds in the prompt. I don't know. I don't know. No, it's not bigger clouds. What I would want are these clouds. Not these clouds. So that just looks like the sky's on fire. Get rid of that. Let's do something different. We are going to grab more of that cloud. Can you copy and paste from the cloud? Yeah, I mean, it's Photoshop. You can do absolutely anything. It's just a layer. So you could easily go in and start trying to... There we go. Okay. There. Okay, I'm digging that. No. That's the winner right there. Feature request, be able to select a separate part of the image and say fill in this part like that part. Yeah, it's called clone stamp. You again, this is this is the whole thing that I keep talking about, is if I'm not happy with this, which I am not, I need to clean up this area. I need to add a few more clouds in here, which I would just use a clone stamp, and bring in some more clouds. You have to know the tools. If you are thinking you're going to be a great artist or a designer and just use AI, oh, you're going to have a rude awakening. Very rude awakening. The people that know the tools, the people that can make the right decisions, the people that can get the tools to use the tools to work for them, they are still going to be the ones, even though using AI, the cream's going to rise to the top. I put my seals in your stream chat. They are a bit daft, but they made me smile. Okay, we're going to end on this note, everybody. Let me go ahead. I'm going to make a screenshot of this. And let's go ahead, do another screenshot for... No, I need to use Lightroom. Jump in here. Escape that. Let's bring in our Santa Claus. Getting a screenshot here. Way to remind me, Jeff. See you in 2 hours. Okay, let's jump back in. See what Jane has made in the stream chat. Back in line. We've got... Okay, so Jane had a little play with the prompt from Shawn's stream, but without the reference image. Seal on an iceberg, big eyes wearing a Christmas sweater with green mountains at sunset. That's actually fun. It's a completely different, I mean, well, it's green, that's for sure. It's a vegan seal. It only eats kelp. No, I love it, Jane. I love it. Like I said, I would love to see something like this by your style, Jane. And it would be interesting to jump in and see how your style works with some of these prompts, with what you create, Jane, because I enjoy it. Okay, everybody, we are going to call it quits. Actually, let me jump back into here. For anybody new here, go ahead, click on my icon up that way, and it'll take you to my Behance page if you're watching this on Behance. If you're watching this on Twitch, YouTube, or Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, you'll see in the description you can buy me a cup of Joe right there. If you're on Behance, feel free to subscribe if you like what I do and you want me to keep doing this for another 280 streams, and or buy me a cup of Joe. So I am done prompting myself. I can only sell myself too much. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm happy to be back from Max. I did not think I was going to be able to last this long, but it's because of you. Chat, you guys make me feel so much better when I'm feeling down or feeling sick. Doris says, great tips as always. Doris, thank you. Any knowledge that I get from anywhere, I try to pass along to you. I want us all to succeed. That's it, plain and simple. So, everybody have a great rest of your day. In about 2 hours, I will be on the Adobe Firefly Discord, talking about Lightroom Classic, the AI features. Kind of the same thing what I did today. So if you want to hang out, hang out. If not, I totally understand. You don't want to see me twice a day. Have a great rest of your day. Bobette, I didn't say hello to you. Thank you for coming in. Everybody, stay safe, stay creative. Just be nice. Bye, Bruce's mom. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.